Yep. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Let's give it up for the Bridgewater Raynham Band. They are part of the Friday morning entertainment we offer here at the George N. Covett Courthouse. As you all know, we're here today to celebrate National Adoption Day. My name is Edward Boyle. I was asked to serve as the MC this morning. I serve as the first justice of the Plymouth County Probate and Family Court. I've served in that court since 2009, first as an associate justice and as first justice since May of 2014. I speak for everyone who works in this building when I say this is the best day of the year, because today we have the privilege of participating in the creation of new families. It doesn't get better than that. Boys and girls of all ages will leave this building today knowing that they are a permanent member of a family. The new adoptive parents will leave with the comfort of knowing that their new son or daughter will be with them for all time. Any doubts and concerns they may have had having been resolved. As the day unfolds, stories will be told of how the participants got together and how, over time, the bonds that join members of a family together were established. Today, those bonds will be cemented. Is Judge Dana Gershengorn. Judge Gershengorn serves as an Associate Justice of the Massachusetts Juvenile Court. She was appointed to the Juvenile Court in 2009 and came to Plymouth County from Norfolk County in 2016. Prior to her judicial appointment, Judge Gershengorn served as an Assistant United States Attorney in Massachusetts and in the U.S. Department of Justice, prosecuting crimes against children throughout the United States. Judge Gershengorn.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of First Justice Catherine White, who was unable to be here today, myself and the entire Juvenile Court, I want to welcome you to this wonderful event that is National Adoption Day. I think that the judges in the Juvenile Court know, perhaps more than most, what a long and difficult road you all have traveled to be here. We know that for you, it wasn't so much about the morning sickness as it was about the paper cuts. Similarly, I think that you all know, perhaps more than most, that you don't need to know the beginning of a child's story in order to change the ending. What you are doing here today, creating forever families, and I probably should say formalizing forever families because you have all created them already. What you are doing here today is changing the life of a child, and the ramifications of that change will last so far past today or tomorrow. You are the people that Forrest Whitcraft was thinking of when he said, 100 years from now, it won't matter what your bank account was, the kind of house that you lived in, or the kind of car that you drove. But the world will be different because you were important in the life of a child. Thank you for that gift, and thank you for letting all of us share it with you today. Congratulations.
Our next speaker will be Judge Kevin Conley. Judge Conley serves as an Associate Justice of the Plymouth County Probate and Family Court. He was appointed to the Suffolk County Probate and Family Court in 2013. He sat in the Middlesex Division until 2016 when he came down here to join us in Plymouth. Judge Conley practiced family law in Boston for 20 years prior to taking the bench. Judge Conley.
Good morning and welcome. Congratulations to all the wonderful families before us. This is such a special day, and we're so grateful to be able to participate in this day and enjoy this time with you. I can tell you as a preliminary matter that the work that Judge Boyle, my colleague, Judge Gershengorn, and the juvenile court do on a daily basis is not the most pleasant of work. Oftentimes we are overseeing the dissolution of families, which is an unfortunate reality of what happens in this courthouse on a day-to-day basis. Today, wow, shocking. Today is such a special, different type of day where we see families coming together, and the families, the bonds that you have with one another started many months ago on this long journey, and today is really just a formalization of the family that you've created. And it is a really uplifting day for my colleagues and I to be able to participate and enjoy this time with you. It's gray skies outside. It's nothing but sunshine and blue skies inside this building today. And as a final matter, I did not see it on the program today, but I believe Judge Boyle will be taking all of the children out for ice cream after today's proceedings. So, and he is my direct supervisor, so if anyone's looking for me later on, I'll probably be scrubbing toilets in the men's room at that. Good luck to you all, congratulations, and enjoy your family day.
To be honest with you, that would be my pleasure to take everybody out for ice cream. Unfortunately, I have a trial at 2 o'clock. So Judge Connolly will handle that responsibility for me. And I'm glad he reminded me of it. Our next speaker is Paula Ferrer, Chief of Staff at the Department of Children and Families. In that capacity, she oversees legislative affairs, the Office of the Ombudsman, and public affairs. She provides support to the Commissioner in fulfilling all agency priorities to achieve the Department's mission to protect children and create stability and permanency for the children that the Department serves. Ms. Ferrer.
Good morning, everyone. I am so thrilled to be here today. It is actually one of those days that I look forward to every single year. National Adoption Day is the culmination, the fulfillment of a lot of the work that we do, and it really re-energizes us year after year. So this is actually my favorite day at work. In Massachusetts, we have been celebrating National Adoption Day for the last 17 years. We started in 2 courthouses and are today celebrating at 6 courthouses across the Commonwealth. We celebrate National Adoption Day the Friday before Thanksgiving, for good reason, because we want to make sure that you kick off and usher in the holiday season officially as a family. I particularly want to acknowledge the families who are here and the journey that they have taken to come to this place. The adoption process, as you very well know, is a very complex process. It can be emotionally taxing and oftentimes unpredictable. Your strength, your advocacy for these children are what has helped us get here today, and we are immensely grateful for it. You are supported by an incredible team from the Department of Children and Families, of social workers, managers, attorneys, our amazing partners at MARE, our adoption contract agencies, and remarkable people from the community like Elliot Tattleman from Jordan's Furniture, who have done an incredible amount of work to help us amplify the message of the importance of adoption through foster care, something that we could have never done alone. In fact, thanks to all of the support and all of this collaboration, we have been able to increase substantially the number of adoptions that we've been able to complete. In fiscal year 2015, we completed 602 adoptions. In fiscal year 19, we were able to complete 934 adoptions. And we couldn't have done it without all this help. This is amazing to know that we have an additional 332 children who now have a forever home. Our ultimate goal at DCF is placement stability and safety for all the children in our care. And our staff work tirelessly throughout the year to reach that goal. National Adoption Day is a time for us to celebrate the accomplishment of that goal. We have now children who will have the support and the love of families for the rest of their life. Thanks to you, the families here, your friends, your neighbors, and all of the people who have supported you, the staff at DCF, our friends at Mayor, and all of our other partners. And we are incredibly grateful for that. By adopting a child, you are giving them a home base for the rest of their life. Because of you, they will always have a place where to spend their holidays. They will have a shoulder to cry on, a sounding board, cheerleaders, all of those things because of you, for a lifetime. You have given them an opportunity to lay down roots. That is what we call permanency, and that is our wish for all of the children in the department's care and custody. Please stay in touch. Massachusetts was one of the first states to provide post-adoption support services, and we are here to see you succeed, and the children that you have also welcomed to your home succeed. So please keep in touch with us. We want this to work. I also have the very distinct privilege on behalf of the Honorable His Excellency Charlie Baker, Lieutenant Governor Polito, and Secretary of the Commonwealth, William Galvin, to present the proclamation of National Adoption Day. Today, it is my privilege to provide this to the Associate Justice, Ms. Gershengorn. You're welcome. Thanks again and enjoy the day.
Let me raise this up. See if I can do this without dropping it. There are also several people in attendance who, without whom these days don't happen. There are judges in the juvenile and probate court, and I'd like to recognize Judge Siobhan Foley, Associate Justice of the Bristol County Juvenile Court, Judge Joseph Johnston, First Justice of the Norfolk County Juvenile Court, Judge Mark Newman, Associate Justice of the Plymouth County Juvenile Court, who actually came out of retirement to join us, Judge Linda Sable, Associate Justice of the Norfolk County Juvenile Court, Judge Mary O'Sullivan Smith, an Associate Justice of the Barnstable County Juvenile Court, Judge Tracy Sousa, an Associate Justice of the Bristol County Juvenile Court, retired First Justice John Corbett from the Plymouth County Juvenile Court, Matthew McDonough, Register of Plymouth County Probate Court, George Roper, Clerk of the Plymouth Juvenile Court, Plymouth County Juvenile Court, and also with us today is the Mayor of Brockton, newly elected Robert Sullivan. I have one more introduction to make, and before I do so, I would ask that you join me in a round of applause for the committee headed by Carolyn Gomes, who organized this day, the maintenance staff who created where you are sitting last evening after the building closed from the day's business, and the security staff who do a marvelous job of getting people in and out of this building. They process 1,400 to 1,800 people a day going in and out of this building. And on a day like today, needless to say, that number swells. So I thank them for the many hours that they've put into making this a truly special day for everyone. And again, I ask that you join me in a round of applause for them. Thank you. As I said, I have one more introduction. I ask that Heather Kavanaugh and her father Francis join me at the podium. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to Heather and Francis. Heather is a senior at Framingham State University, majoring in criminology with a minor in American Sign Language. Heather has been employed at the Foxborough YMCA since she was 15 years of age. She taught gymnastics and and served as a camp counselor during the summers at that facility. She currently teaches gymnastics during the school year at the Framingham YMCA. I'm surprised we've never met. Don't I have the gymnastic body? That's enough laughter back there. I have feelings, you know. Heather completed an internship this past summer at Boston CASA, an organization dedicated to recruit and train court-appointed special advocates for children in foster care. She was also a presenter at a mayor event at Assumption College last summer. Her favorite activities are going to the gym, again a reason I don't know why we've never met, being home with her family and 2 dogs, and hanging out with her friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Kavanaugh.
Okay. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah. Right. Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful day and event. My name is Heather. I'm 22. I'm a senior at Framingham State, and I'm minor in criminology, as you know, and my dad's here with me today. So I grew up part of my life on the Cape. It was there that I went into foster care when I was 10 years old. My parents were unable to care for me, and my other brother and sister had already left. At first, I was confused about what was happening. Why couldn't my parents take care of me was my first thought. I realized after moving to 3 foster homes that my life became more stable. My last foster mom, Patty, provided everything I needed to feel safe, comfortable, and ready for adoption. When I first met my new parents, we went out to dinner to Olive Garden. On the way home from dinner, the radio was on, and we all sang to the same song. My nervousness turned to excitement. I knew I would be okay. I was 13 when I made the move over the Bourne Bridge to my new home in Foxborough. I finally found what I needed to grow and succeed. I made great friends, played volleyball, sang in chorus, and my dad and mom were always by my side. I have 2 sisters who have been my role models. My sister Maggie is a special ed teacher, and my sister Mary Pat is a pediatrician. I also have my brother, who has been with me through every highlight in my life. He is now married and has a 1-year-old son named Landon. My brother never wavered in his support for me to be in a family. No matter what we went through over the early years, he believes in family, and he is an awesome dad. I'm not sure where I'd be without adoption in my family. I belong to a family who loves me from here to the moon. My mom tells me everyone she meets that we look the most alike and that I am the best thing that ever happened in my family's life. So this is a photograph that my mom brought to my adoption day. So that's my sister Maggie, that's me, and then this is Mary Pat and this is Maggie. Thank you. You guys can see it in the back. So this was taken when I was 13, and we had our first photo of the 3 of us. My mom described to the audience in the courthouse on that day all the important people who impacted my road to adoption. My foster mom, my social worker, and of course my brother. My mom said on that day, family matters no matter what your family looks like or where they came from. Congratulations to everyone here, and have a great day.
Thank you, Heather. Did you want to say anything? Okay, the adoptions will begin shortly, but first the band has a few selections to entertain you while final preparations are attended to. I saw cupcakes. I don't know if there's a cake in the back of the room, but we can make our way back there, or people can make their way back there if you'd like, and then the adoptions will begin, as I say, in about 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you all very much, and again, enjoy this wonderful day.
Bill, you all set? Yes, sir. Court, all rise, please. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All present have anything to do before the Honorable Guard Newman, Justice of the Juvenile Court, now sitting at Brockton, presenting for the Commonwealth, draw near. Give your attendance and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Court is now in session. You may be seated. Good job.
Your Honor, before the court is docket 19 AP 0033WH, a petition for adoption. Judge, petitioners Kim Kearns Vinyl and Ed Michael Vinyl are present with family and friends. We have Attorney Braithwaite from the Department of Children and Families. Good morning, Attorney Braithwaite.
Good morning, Your Honor. On behalf of the department, I'm here as well as the Area Director, Michael Kay, the ongoing social worker, Leanne Stringer, the adoption social worker, Liz Davidson, and as you can see, a lot of friends and family. And I think all of us are here together to tell you it is a privilege and a joy to present to you Winnie, Kim, and Ed. I have had the blessing of being on this road with Winnie, Rowinta, since the very beginning, and that brings me more joy than I can tell you to watch her here today, ready to go home with her mama and daddy, as the court makes legal and final what this beautiful little girl already knows all too well, which is that she has found her forever family. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to National Adoption Day. Welcome to the Plymouth County Juvenile Court. When I walked into this courtroom, you all stood for me. And you didn't stand for me because I'm the one judge that came out of retirement to do this. That's not why you stood for me. But you stood for me for a very, very important reason, because it's out of respect for the rule of law. It's out of respect for the due process of law and our commitment as judges, lawyers, court personnel to maintain the dignity of what we do and the respect for all people who appear before us. However, when I stand, and I stand during my adoption, it's personal. It's personal, Kim and Edward, to you. Because this is part of your legacy. We think of legacies as something that occurs upon death, but legacies are for the living. And both of you are part of a legacy for this child that this court so deeply respects in such a personal way that the gratitude of the court is best represented by standing to represent my personal feelings towards both of you. This doesn't happen unless there's a lot of people involved. And I wanted to share some personal sentiments to both of you. That represents, my feeling about adoptions. And since I'm coming out of retirement, I've done many adoptions. So one of the things I think about when I do an adoption is the word hope, and what the word hope means. And people use the word in many contexts. And many times we use the word hope as meaning an expectation or want. But what we're really saying is, I want something to turn out a certain way. Hope in this context is passive and reflects kind of a wait-and-see attitude. But I'd like to talk about hope in the context of this morning. Hope in the context of adoption is a process that can be actively engaged and pursued, but it's a difficult process. In adoption, hope looks at what is and comes up with a plan for achieving what can be. Hope projects alternative realities and is rooted in some deep-seated need to believe that the world for children can be better than it is. For a child subjected to abuse and neglect, our hope is an orientation of the spirit. It must transcend the world immediately experienced by the child. For those of us who work in child protection, and they're here with us this morning, the lawyers, the judges, the clerks, the court officers, the collaterals, the social workers, Hope is the quality of our character that sustains our belief under seemingly impossible situations. When kindness and caring are needed, or poverty seems so inevitable, or when a child's world seems so cruel, we must maintain our hope. We encounter sources of hope. Hope in the resilience of the children we work with, hope in their imaginations, hope in the words and examples of others who respond to their situations, and finally, that hope that adoptive parents will come forward. This adoption today was a celebration of that hope. Our hope for your child and family does not extinguish challenges, but sustains the belief that there can be an end to abuse and neglect, and an opportunity to celebrate and enjoy the best of life. So our collective hopes are bestowed upon you and your family. And that hope propels all of us in this courtroom to devote ourselves to the well-being of all the children and families that we serve. So I personally congratulate you. I will make this official by reading a decree into the record. Whereas the court has heard the merits of the petition of Kimberly Kearns Vinal and Edward Michael Vinal, seeking leave to adopt Winter Albina Willis Abedini, a child under the age of 12 years, and seeking a change of that child's name. And whereas the court has considered, in accordance with General Law, Chapter 210, Section B, the need of said child for loving and responsible parental care and all factors relevant to the physical, mental, and moral health of the child. And whereas the court, in accordance with General Law, Chapter 210, Section 6, is satisfied of the identity and relations of the persons, and that the petitioners are of sufficient ability to bring up said child and provide suitable support and education for said child. And whereas the court is satisfied that it is fit and proper that the requested adoption should take place, it is therefore decreed that the petition is hereby allowed, and that from this day the child shall, to all legal intents and purposes, be the child of said petitioners, and that the child's name be changed to that of Winter Willis Abedini Vinal, which the child shall hereafter bear, and which shall be the child's legal name. This adoption is final and irrevocable. Congratulations.